अब आप बाहर जा रही हैं।
No, but are you saying I repeat my central question. I repeat my central question. Viewers, if you are watching the Newshour tonight, here's the subject. There is a group of people.
आपको टोकना चाह रहा था, मैं अपनी बात रखना चाह रहा हूं, अगर आपकी इजाजत हो तो मैं एक बात और कहना चाह रहा था। देखिए, हाशिम साहब ने जिस तरह से आउट ऑफ कोर्ट सेटलमेंट की बात की है, उसका तरीका होना चाहिए था कि जो 6 मुद्दे हैं ये सब आपस में बैठकर डिसाइड करते। दूसरी बात, जिस तरह की बात हो रही है, अगर उन्होंने सच्चाई से इस मुद्दे को आउट ऑफ कोर्ट और ह्यूमैनिटी के आधार पर सुलझाने की बात की है तो मोस्ट वेलकम। लेकिन उनसे मैं चाहता हूं आपका एक कैमरामैन जाके ये पूछे कि जो तिरपाल में रामलला रह रहे हैं वो आजाद होना चाहिए, भव्य मंदिर बनना चाहिए, तो ये हाशिम साहब ने कौन सी जगह के लिए कहा है? क्या उसी जगह पे मंदिर बनाने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं या कहीं और कर रहे हैं? पहले ये बात पूरी साफ करा दीजिए, उसके बाद अगर बहस लेके आइएगा।
No, one second. पहले तो वकार जी, पहले तो वकार जी आपसे मेरा सवाल है कि 14, problem with the Samajwadi Party, if there is one party in India which has जितना निचोड़ सके निचोड़ लीजिए, however much you want to squeeze this issue politically, कि आखिरी वोट मिल जाए हमको, लोगों में हम धार्मिक इश्यूज पर बंटवारा करा दें। 1 मिनट सुन लीजिए मेरी बात
की है। अब आप जो सवाल जवाब सुनना चाहते हैं,
मुझे कुछ कहने तो दीजिए वकार जी। Why does it hurt you when I speak the truth? मैं सच कहता हूं तो आपको कड़वी क्यों लगती है?
तमाम हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमान इस बात को जानना चाहते हैं कि जो उन्होंने ये बात कही है कि रामलला तिरपाल में रह रहे हैं, मुझे दुख होता है, उनको आजाद होना चाहिए, भव्य मंदिर बनना चाहिए, ये तमाम मुसलमानों का सवाल है कि पहले तो उन्होंने किस जगह के लिए कहा है।
So one minute now Mr. Wakar, आप जरा मेरे सवाल you listen to my question Mr. Wakar।
तो मेरे ख्याल से हर पहलू
Mr. Wakar,
उसके बाद जब बात शुरू होगी तो शायद उसका हल निकलेगा।
Mr. Wakar, just listen to my question. On the 14th of November, Azam Khan says the Babri Masjid issue is dead by claiming that a temple there already exists. उन्होंने कहा 14 नवंबर का। आप सोच लीजिए, what are you talking about? You do U-turns. आप इधर कुछ कहते हैं, उधर कुछ कहते हैं। आप समझते हैं कि लोग बेवकूफ हैं। आप समझते हैं कि मीडिया जो है सवाल नहीं पूछेगी। हाँ, ऐसी भी मीडिया है जो आपसे सवाल नहीं पूछती है, मगर हम वैसे मीडिया नहीं है। दूसरे चैनल्स पे शायद आपको ऐसा मौका मिले। My question is, on the 14th of November, Azam Khan says the Babri Masjid issue is dead. By raking up the Babri Masjid issue in such a context, he is himself politicizing the Babri Masjid issue. और आपको और प्रूफ चाहिए? चलिए और प्रूफ देता हूं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट, no, प्लीज लिसन टू मी। सुप्रीम कोर्ट, लिसन टू मी। सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज नॉट डिलीवर्ड अ फाइनल वर्डिक्ट इन दिस केस। सुन लीजिए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज नॉट डिलीवर्ड अ फाइनल वर्डिक्ट इन दिस केस and it says status quo will be maintained. Status quo means there will be no religious activity on the 67 acre of land currently in the center's possession alongside the disputed site where there is a makeshift temple in place. Since the entire area is under dispute, how can Azam Khan claim the issue is dead? कहिए मुझे।
देखिए, अगर आप मुझे अब आपने सवाल पूछा तो जवाब भी तो सुन लीजिए आप।
नहीं, आप मैंने ये प्रूव कर दिया कि आप जो है यू आर टोटली हिपोक्रिटिकल ऑन द इशू। लोगों को बेवकूफ बनाते हैं आप लोग।
राम दुबे नाम के सब इंस्पेक्टर ने मुकदमा दर्ज किया। उस वक्त वल्लभ भाई पटेल जी ने उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री 1949 में गोविंद बल्लभ पंत और जनाब लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जो गृह मंत्री थे उनको आदेश दिया था, ये निर्देशित किया था।
सर, why does मुलायम सिंह यादव ब्रेक द लॉ? Why does मुलायम सिंह यादव ब्रेक द लॉ?
नहीं, बात समझिए।
मुलायम सिंह यादव,
इस बात को भी दिखाइए
कानून का उल्लंघन क्यों करते हैं मुलायम सिंह यादव?
ये आदेश जारी कर रही है।
नहीं, एक मिनट ना, आखिरी सवाल मेरा है। I want everyone to listen to this tonight. 1 second, last question, Mr. Tarun. I'm getting reactions, but I will not let the Samajwadi Party off today.
1949 में Hashim Ansari ने केस को टेक अप किया।
नहीं, शाहिद सिद्दीकी, just one more question and then you can take the discussion forward among all of you. My last question is, वकार जी, साथ सुन लीजिए, क्या आपको लगता है, सच्ची में लगता है कि सारे देश के जो लोग हैं, जनता है, बेवकूफ है? आप आजम खान कहते हैं इशू डेड है, और 6 अगस्त 2013 को, हाँ, नवंबर 1, 2013 को मुलायम सिंह यादव हर बार, हर इलेक्शन के पहले बाबरी मस्जिद इशू को हर एक पॉलिटिकल प्लेटफॉर्म में उनकी बात करते हैं। क्या उनको पढ़ा नहीं है रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल्स एक्ट, दैट यू कैन नॉट यूज रिलीजन एज अ वोट गैदरिंग टूल? और आप अभी कहते हैं इशू इज डेड। You see, you are totally Mr. You understand, वकार जी, आज आप चुप क्यों हैं? आप सोचिए, आप चुप हैं क्योंकि आपके पास कोई जवाब नहीं है, क्योंकि नहीं, मैं मिसकोट नहीं कर रहा हूं, बिकॉज आप यूज करते हैं बाबरी मस्जिद इशू को, वोट बटोरने के लिए आप यूज करते हैं।
आपने मुझे जिस बहस के लिए यहाँ बुलाया है, मैंने उस पर आपसे सवाल पूछा है।
मैंने कहा, मैंने तो किया कि आप इस इशू को अलाइव रखना चाहते हैं,
तो बहस करने में तो
आप तो इस इशू को अलाइव रखना चाहते हैं। पूछिए मौलाना, पूछिए मौलाना निजामी से, आपके पास बैठे हुए हैं, पूछिए उनसे कि वो विश्वास करते हैं कि नहीं आप वोटों के लिए इस इशू को यूज करते हैं। पूछिए उनको, मौलाना जी को। मौलाना निजामी जी जरा बताइए मुझे कि आपको नहीं लगता समाजवादी पार्टी इस इशू को वोटों के लिए यूज करती है?
जवाब दे देंगे।
कहिए। नहीं, मैं पूछना चाहता हूं मौलाना जी, आप क्यों बेझिझक बोले? मैं मौलाना जी, टेल मी।
नहीं, देखिए, मैं ये तो नहीं कहूंगा कि कौन पार्टी वोटों के लिए इस्तेमाल करती है।
कौन नहीं कहिए। नहीं मौलाना जी, मैं आज सुनना चाहता हूं पॉलिटिक्स में, मैं सुनना चाहता हूं मौलाना जी, सच सुनना चाहता हूं आपसे, क्या पॉलिटिकल पार्टी यूज करती है कि नहीं इस इशू को?
देखिए अर्नब भाई, मैं इतना जानता हूं कि इस मसले पर ज्यादा सियासत नहीं होनी चाहिए।
नहीं, होनी चाहिए की बात नहीं, हो रही है कि नहीं?
हुई है।
नहीं, हो रही है कि नहीं? होनी चाहिए तो कभी नहीं होनी चाहिए
है, तो उसको नहीं होना चाहिए।
हो रही है कि नहीं?
जी, अगर हो भी रही है तो नहीं होनी चाहिए।
नहीं, समाजवादी पार्टी ने, बीजेपी ने, सबने इस इशू को यूज किया है कि नहीं?
मौलाना साहब उत्तर प्रदेश बैठे हुए,
कहिए ना मौलाना जी, आप चुप क्यों हो गए? क्या ये यूज होती है कि नहीं इन पार्टियों से?
जितनी भी पार्टियां इस्तेमाल कर रही हैं, जी, जितने भी लोग इस मसले को पॉलिटिकल लेवल से आवाम के सामने रख रहे हैं, वो इस मुल्क के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के खिलाफ जा रहे हैं। जब ये मसला सुप्रीम कोर्ट में है तो इस तरह की सियासत ऐसे
जीवीएल नरसिम्हा राव
स्थानों और
जीवीएल नरसिम्हा राव
नहीं होनी चाहिए।
जीवीएल नरसिम्हा राव wants to, yeah, what's Mr. Tharoor after जीवीएल नरसिम्हा राव?
और हम लोग हिंदुस्तान की गंगा जमुना तहजीब में बिलीव करते हैं।
Out of court settlements happen only when something is pending in the court. I think this logic seems bizarre, that you cannot have a settlement when the matter is pending in the court. That is why it is called an out of court settlement. And most of the time, I think issues like this can only be resolved by the litigants themselves out of the court, and court will certainly welcome this.
Okay, you welcome it.
Because this is not a matter that can be easily resolved.
Right.
And eventually one community or other will feel that they have lost out something. It's better that there is a discussion, negotiation, and an agreement that is in the interest of the country, interest of every community.
Sir, nobody is against. No. One second. Mr. Rao.
Country today is on development.
Mr. Rao.
And we want to keep all such issues behind us. We want to resolve them and move on.
Mr. Rao, it is very nice English that you have used. Very nice English that you have used. We want to move on. Remember, the demolition would not have happened if you had not raked up the issue in the 1989 election campaign. Advani had not embarked on the Rath Yatra. You had not mobilized cadres to march to Ayodhya in 1992.
No, but you are not talking about why don't you have a Congress member on the panel? The manner in which the vote bank politics was pursued in this country.
You answer my question. So my question.
No, obviously for every action there will be a reaction.
My question is simple, and
so
I'll let you see, Mr. Rao.
Take the politics of that decade into context.
Mr. Rao, I'll tell you the context of the debate. One second, I'll tell you. Mr. Torabi wants to respond to you, and I think Mr. Torabi should. But I'll ask you one question: will your party agree with an out-of-court settlement? And watch everything you're saying. I am asking you. People are watching you. Will you agree to an out-of-court settlement on the Babri Masjid dispute that includes a mosque and a temple side by side? Think about it.
Very nice question.
Absolutely.
Will you agree? Mr. Rao, bataiye zara. Will you agree to an out-of-court settlement with a mosque and a temple side by side?
Both are there.
Huh?
This is something the communities will discuss.
No. No, there you are.
The government doesn't need to.
So you welcome. No. So you want an out of court settlement, but that actually means I want an out of court settlement on my terms.
और ना आप इसी हिंदुस्तान
I think the judgment of the High Court, I think, is the starting point that really broadly sets the terms.
Sir, the judgment of the High Court, the judgment of the High Court, I am very surprised that the spokesperson, I am very shocked that the spokesperson of the BJP, I am very shocked that the spokesperson of the BJP is not aware of the facts of the case. I am very surprised.
Away from this location, it doesn't have to be built on this plot.
Sir,
then that's something the two communities will have to agree.
Sir, the Supreme Court has stayed the High Court order splitting the disputed area into 3 parts. You've forgotten that. Anyway, I asked you a question. Surur Turabi wanted to counter you one before Shahid Siddiqui. I'm going to Surur Turabi of the All India Imam Council. Go ahead, Mr. Turabi.
और ना इसी हिंदुस्तान के अंदर हम लोग गंगा जमुना तहजीब को फॉलो करने वाले लोग हैं और तारीख़ में ये मिसाल मौजूद है कि हिंदुओं ने मस्जिदें बनवाई हैं और मुसलमानों ने मंदिर बनवाए हैं। आज जब ये मसला कोर्ट के अंदर मौजूद है तो व्हाट इज़ द प्रॉब्लम विद द पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज एंड पॉलिटिकल पीपल? व्हाई दे cannot come into one solution? If we are abided by the law of India, that is the biggest thing that we are abided, so what is their problem? If the solution will come from Supreme Court of India, why they want this thing to get involved? Why they
Straight question. You wanted
the problem in having an out-of-court settlement? What is the difficulty in having an out-of-court settlement?
Arnab just asked you a question. Are you okay on one-sided temple and one-sided mosque? Is it okay for you?
That is for the two communities to discuss.
We are as a part of a Imam Commission, we are just discussing.
The demolished structure was not a mosque that was actually being used as a prayer ground. I think possibly
the prayer ground is always called a mosque only.
Proper mosque.
What's a Shahid Siddiqui?
That is called a proper mosque.
Shahid Siddiqui.
Arnab.
Shahid Siddiqui. No, 1 second. First of all, Shahid Siddiqui.
Never used as a mosque.
Let's not go into the history. It will take hours to discuss that. But what I want to say is that out-of-court settlement doesn't mean in favor of any one community.
Sir, but
out-of-court settlement means a Bhavya Ram Mandir and a Alishan mosque. And where we can satisfy both the communities and we can prove that these two communities can come together.
Okay, Shahid Siddiqui, now let me tell you the conspiracy theory. Now let me tell you what people are saying.
Hindu wins or a Muslim wins,
Shahid Siddiqui
will lose anyway. So we don't want anyone to win. We want both to win, and the way to for both to win is to come to a settlement, to come to a point where, and people of Ayodhya want it. Adnab, let me tell you, I'm in touch with people of Ayodhya. They want it. They want a mosque and a mandir there.
Yeah, 1 sec. Shahid Siddiqui.
It is people from outside who don't want it.
Shahid Siddiqui, you know, my point is, can I just take 30 seconds to explain something to the viewer? Who in India?
Yes,
one second. Who in India, Mr. Siddiqui? You are a very experienced journalist. You are far more senior than me. But, you know, we've all followed this. But the fact is, who in this country, which generation will not want a settlement? Hindus and Muslims must stay together. Nobody wants a conflict. We want a settlement. No, one sec. But let me complete, sir, 1 minute.
This generation wants development.
Sir, 1 second. Yes, so do we. So do we. So do we. No, 1 second. But Mr. Siddiqui, but Mr. Siddiqui, we want to move ahead. But 1 second. We are not willing to be fooled once again. हमें बेवकूफ फिर से नहीं बनाया जा सकता। मेरी बात सुन लीजिए। मैंने आपने बोला आलीशान मॉस्क एंड भव्य मंदिर। 1 second.
You also don't want a settlement.
No, sir. No. 1 minute. No. Mr. Siddiqui, now you are. No. 1 second, Mr. Siddiqui. Allow me to complete, Mr. Siddiqui.
Don't make the issue.
Which is why I said, give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds.
Berlin Wall has to fall. South Africa had to have a settlement. Every issue in the world is decided by a settlement.
1 second. One minute.
Look at history.
Sir, Mr. Siddiqui, just give me 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds, please. My question is, of course.
Yes, you have all the. It's your
no. Of course, no. It's your program as well. I'm saying, let there be a settlement. But has anyone given a settlement serious thought? No. What is happening now, Mr. Siddiqui, is this thing that there are certain hardline forces within the Sangh Parivar. Sir, let me complete. There are certain hardline forces within the. I'll tell you what my sources are saying.
Time, lot of work was done.
Sir, I'm telling you what my sources are saying.
Lot of work on this. No. Lot of work was done by both the communities and by the government, and we can bring out all.
You ask Mr. Narasimha Rao. which is a very important political player in this. I asked him, will you have a Bhavya Mandir and an Alishan mosque side by side? Are you agreeing to that kind of out-of-court settlement? Will he agree? Will he agree? Will the VHP agree? Will the Sangh Parivar agree? Will the RSS agree?
I'm talking of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
I am talking about GVL Narasimha Rao. Will GVL Narasimha Rao's party agree to this kind of settlement? Ask him. Ask him.
We don't know what happened.
I think we are not a party to the dispute. It is the two communities, and certainly that is the birthplace of Lord Ram. That is what has been established. This has no connection with any religious sentiments of the other community. So my own personal assessment is that a mosque may be possibly built elsewhere, not necessarily on the same site.
So that's it. No, you heard it. He said, no, BJP representative says build the mosque elsewhere, not on the site.
That's
Understood, Mr. Siddiqui?
That's my personal view. So and in any case, my party is not a party to this dispute. We are not a political party. As a party, we are not one of the litigants in this case.
You are a political player in this.
Mr. Narasimha Rao is nobody to decide. Let there be a negotiation by the local people.
Is there a serious negotiation going on? No. Is there why not leave it to the courts? Why not leave it to the courts? What are you afraid of keeping it to the courts for?
Courts cannot decide.
Then what was going on for the last, what was going on for all these years? What was Ravi Shankar Prasad appearing in the matter on behalf of Ram Lalla? When Ravi Shankar Prasad was appearing on behalf of Ram Lalla, where was he appearing? In the courts or in the RSS?
Both the companies come together.
Sir, please, sir, all the litigants in the dispute are in the Supreme Court. Do you want to disrespect the Supreme Court?
Bloodbath. Even
मुझे यहाँ पे एक बात कहने की इजाजत दीजिए तो मैं एक बात और कहना चाहता हूँ आपके चैनल पर.
Yes, Mr. Wakar.
देखिए, अगर आप लोग ये चाहते हैं कि मुसलमान खुलकर ये बात कहे, अगर आप ये सुनना चाहते हैं कि मुसलमान ये कहे कि वहां मंदिर बनना चाहिए, तो कम से कम आप लोगों से ये तवक्को की जाना चाहिए कि जितने बीजेपी के लोग हैं वो सब खुलकर ये बात कहें कि वहां मस्जिद बनना चाहिए. जब आप इस तरह का परिचय देंगे तब आप बैठकर हमसे बात करेंगे, तब अच्छे माहौल में कोई ना कोई बात एक सहूलियत पसंद तरीके से निकालकर हम लोग लेके आएंगे. लेकिन आप हमसे तो तवक्को करते हैं कि हम मंदिर की बात करें, लेकिन जब आपका मामला आता है तो आप एकदम से भाग खड़े होते हैं. और आप भी कम से कम थोड़े बड़े दिल का परिचय दीजिए और ये दिखाइए कि
बाबर जो है, बाबर आपके भगवान नहीं थे, राम हमारे ईश्वर है. आप बाबर के लिए क्यों लड़ रहे हैं भगवान से?
सर प्लीज सर, नो
बाबर से क्या लेन देन?
नो प्रोवोकेटिव कमेंट.
बाबर का कोई लेना देना नहीं है इससे.
नो प्रोवोकेटिव.
Babar has nothing to do with this.
But this is Babri Mosque. What you are saying? You are saying this is Babri Mosque.
No provocative.
What is your relation with Babar?
No provocative comment.
No provocative comment. But what is his relation with Babar?
What? That's not the issue, sir.
Babar never visited Ayodhya.
I am saying today.
Why Babri Mosque at Ayodhya?
I am saying today.
Babar never visited Ayodhya. Why Babri Mosque at Ayodhya?
Mr. Prem Shukla.
What is the reason?
Mr. Prem Shukla. Why did I say do everything but don't fool people once again?
No, I'm not.
No. You listen to me. Because suppose I give one option, mosque and.
सबूत आप लोग भी तो दीजिए.
अच्छा,
काहे का सबूत? राम को इमाम हिंद मानते हैं कि नहीं? अल्लामा इकबाल को मानते हैं कि नहीं?
Will you please now? My question is this. My question is this. One second.
पुरुषोत्तम मानते हैं.
One second.
तो उनके मंदिर में क्यों बाधा पैदा कर रहे हैं?
मेरा सवाल ये है.
ये सेकुलरिज्म है.
कल अगर कोई कहे इस बात को.
1000 मंदिर बनाना चाहते हैं.
कल कोई अगर
नहीं भाई अयोध्या में बनने दें.
Will you please stop both of you? Now कल अगर कोई इस बात को कहे कि चलिए. Okay, you don't want a mosque and a temple side by side. Are you willing to build a huge hospital or a massive orphanage?
Right? कम से कम आप ही एक बार बोल दीजिए कि हाँ मस्जिद बनना चाहिए.
नहीं मेरी बात सुनिए please. I am saying why don't you build a big hospital, build a massive orphanage, build a national monument, build a library, build a university.
What is a national monument?
Will you accept that? Will the litigants accept that in this case? And my question is beyond the litigants.
भारत का मंदिर होगा.
Shahid Siddiqui beyond the litigants.
भारत एकता मंदिर.
नहीं. Yes, Bharat Ekta Mandir. Shahid Siddiqui.
No, there has to be a Ram Mandir there.
See, there you are. You're back to the basics. Then what are you talking about the settlement?
That's the birthplace of Lord Ram.
There you are now. That's
so how can you? The court.
Represents our culture, our religion.
Ram Mandir built there.
Our nationalism.
One second. So.
But it has to happen through dialogue.
Okay, so you are saying
all litigants, I think, should come together, discuss.
Right.
I think they will certainly, in the hope of communal
this is the problem. No,
Mr. I think they will all agree to it.
Sir, you know what a settlement,
I think it's only some parties which have a political interest. They are preventing such a agreement happening. I think let the litigants come together and discuss, and possibly a solution can be found.
Sir, I have just one question to you, Mr. Rao. If you think about this just rationally, just think about it in an unbiased party. When you are out of power, you say we want a court settlement. When you are in power, you say we want an out-of-court settlement. Question number one. Second, you say we want a settlement. Definition of a settlement is that both sides give and take a little bit and they arrive at some mid-position. You say we want a settlement, but our settlement will be our settlement on our terms. We want the mandir. Only question is how we get there. If you have already decided where to land, Shahid Siddiqui, if the decision has already been taken, a settlement is towards something. So then what's the point of a discussion?
My question to Mr. Rao is what is the mechanism for settlement?
No, Mr. Surur Turabi is asking you a question. Surur Turabi.
What is the mechanism Mr. Rao is having for the settlement?
This debate will lead us nowhere. Actually, the matter is pending before Supreme Court. Supreme Court has to decide it.
I'm not. The government
what is the mechanism? My dear friend, can you just tell me what is the mechanism?
Mr. Rao,
discuss and arrive at a conclusion.
Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao, national spokesperson of the BJP. You are the national spokesperson of the BJP. The spokesperson of the All India Imam Council, who is also its political advisor, is openly challenging you on the Newshour tonight. So before wrapping up, he says he has a question for you. Let's put them on the screen. Surur Turabi and GVL Narasimha Rao. Mr. Rao, think carefully. Mr. Turabi, put your question carefully, and the answer to this will be very critical. Mr. Turabi, go ahead.
Mr. Rao, my question to you is this. Can you just tell me out of the court settlement, what is the mechanism, what you have for this? Please answer me this.
No, I think this is a proposal which has come from one of the litigants, the foremost litigant, Hashim Ansari, and we certainly welcome this. I think he and other litigants will have to really come together and suggest a mechanism. The government is not in the picture as of now. The party has not taken any position on this.
Mr. Ansari, if you listen carefully, the bite that was taken from Mr. Ansari, he himself said that he will welcome Mr. Modi with the Qanun and Dastavez. You listen it again. He said, I personally will welcome Mr. Modi with the Qanun and Dastavez. It means that he is not saying that he also wants to welcome this, but by the Qanun and Dastavez.
As I said, I think we have only taken note of the statement of one of the litigants.
Okay.
I think if there is, honestly, at this point of time, I'm not really, I don't see any intervention from the government.
Mr. Rao, what did I said? No, Mr. Rao.
Welcome an out-of-court settlement.
No. You keep talking out-of-court settlement. Fantastic out-of-court settlement. Are you willing to discuss? From your position, you're not willing to discuss anything, but you say you want a settlement. Then why don't you sit together with yourself and decide what the settlement is? It can't happen like that, Mister. You can't take dual positions, Mr. Rao.
No, because
and tell me one thing. Last question to you.
He has not come out because our party or government wanted it.
Last question to you.
He is doing from
last question to you.
Our dear friend Shahid Siddiqui also said this, that Mr. Hashim Ansari was trying from so many years. He has given the statement in previous years also. So why you have not taken that up? That time when you was not in power. That time you want to do this by Supreme Court only.
Last question to Mr. Rao, and this one will wrap up. You know, Mr. Rao, some people are saying that there are certain elements of the Sangh Parivar which are not getting importance in this government. You know, there is Praveen Togadia, VHP, certain elements of the RSS. You know, these groups want to come together and start putting pressure on the government once again on this whole Ram Temple issue. And so this is a preemptive move that is supported by the government and somehow give it appearance that हम कुछ खुद से करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, so that these other elements are handled before they start some kind of an agitation which embarrasses the own government. Because you know, Mr. Rao, that these elements, the Sangh Parivar elements are not really in the control of the government. You know what I mean? So this is all one well-planned move to ensure that you don't come under pressure of people like Praveen Togadia and Ashok Singhal.
No, this is your speculative analysis.
No, it's not. You smiled and you know it's true.
I think as an editor and as a professional journalist, I think you are entitled to indulge in speculation. But I don't think this is a question that really warrants an answer.
Well,
because this government will go by its agenda, by the manifesto that we have put out. in which Ram Temple also features. And we have stated there exactly what
you don't sound totally sure today, Mr. Rao, if I may observe. You don't sound totally sure. The question is tonight.
Arnab, this is your technique. When you are yourself not sounding confident,
sir,
you call your panelists not convincing enough.
I have only one technique. The only technique is to ask you a question which I hope you will answer. If you don't answer, it is also your choice.
I have answered all your questions.
Sir, and one thing I'll tell you, sir. If you've scored a self-goal, don't give credit to the other side. You must give yourself the credit that you scored the self-goal. I thank you all very much for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.